Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, the opulence of the Absolute. Text 1. Shri Bhagwan Vacha Bhuya Eva Mahabhaho
Bhuya eva mahabaho
Shunu Me Paramam Vachaha
Shृणु मे परमं वचः
paramam
Yatte Aham Priyamanaya
yatte
यत्ते अहं प्रियमाणाय
Vakshyami Hitakamyaya.
vakshya
वक्ष्यामि हितकामयया.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend. For your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained." So Krishna is saying, listen, this is how we can get the knowledge of Krishna. This is how we can get the knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Shunu. Shunu, just here. We can go synonymous. You can repeat after me. Shri Bhagwan Ovacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said.
Sri Bhagwan Vacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said.
Bhuyaha, again.
Again.
bhuya again
Eva, certainly.
eva certainly
Mahabaho, O mighty armed.
Mahabaho,
mahabaho mighty armed
Shrinu, just here.
Shrunu just here
Me, my.
may my
Paramam, supreme.
paramam supreme
Vachaha, instruction.
vachaha instruction
Yat, that which.
yat that which
Te, to you.
say to you
Aham, I.
aham I
Priyamanaya, thinking you dear to me.
Priyamana,
Priya Maya thinking you dear to me
Vakshyami, say.
Vakshyami say
Hita kamyaya, for your benefit.
Hita kam ya for
So then, please read the translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained."
Okay. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The word Bhagwan is explained thus by Parasara Muni, who is full. Okay, so here is said Shri Bhagwan Uvacha. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha. So Prabhupada is giving us what is the meaning of the word Bhagavan. So Prabhupada is saying Parasar Muni, he is a great authority. Parasar Muni is a great authority, and he has explained the word Bhagavan. The word Bhagwan means one who is full in 6 opulences. Full in all 6 opulences means someone who has this opulences completely. Now, what are the 6 opulences? Who has full strength, full fame, full wealth, full knowledge, full beauty, and renunciation is Bhagwan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, strength. We know some people who are strong. There's competitions, wrestling or boxing, who's the strongest. Then we may have someone who's stronger. Then in this particular country, somebody who's stronger in the whole planet Earth. But there is one who has the strongest. Who is that strongest? That is God, Krishna. No one is stronger than him. full fame. So we have so many famous people. Now with social media, there are more and more famous people. More and more. Some is more famous than the other. But who is the most famous is Krishna. No one is more famous than Krishna. Wealth. Wealth is, people are getting wealthier, wealth is growing. Some have more wealth, some have less wealth. But who is the wealthiest is Krishna. He owns everything. He owns the material world, the spiritual world. Everything that we see, we experience is owned by Krishna. There's no one more wealthier than him. Knowledge. So we have so many different branches of knowledge. There's undergrad, there's schools, undergrad, grad, PhD, whatever, doctorate, so many. Then there is spiritual knowledge, there are the Vedas. So who has all the knowledge? Is Krishna. He's the original speaker of the Vedas. He's the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita. Original knowledge is coming from Krishna. He has complete knowledge. Beauty, we have beauty competitions. So many beautiful people take part in beauty competitions. One is more beautiful than the other is more beautiful than the other. But who's the most beautiful is Krishna. No one is more beautiful than Krishna. No one is more beautiful than Krishna. Renunciation. So some may say, I'm not attached to this world. I'm detached. I give up everything. I give up. We say, oh, I'm not attached. I'm renounced. So there may be some people who are more renounced than the others. But who is the most renounced is Krishna. He has everything. He's controlling everything, everyone, yet he's not attached to it. The material world belongs to him, yet he gives it to us to play. Okay, you go and enjoy it here. So he's completely renounced. So the word Bhagwan, it can be used only for a person who has all these opulences in full. And such a personality is called Bhagavan. This is the dictionary meaning according to the great authority Parasara Muni. While Krishna was present on this earth, he displayed all six opulences. Therefore, great sages like Parasara Muni have all accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So not only that Krishna is saying, I'm God, but all the great authorities say that Krishna is God. Krishna does not speak without authority. Krishna is always quoting his verses. He's always saying, you see, the Vedas are saying like this. See, the great saints are saying like this. Krishna also quotes. So now Krishna is instructing Arjuna in more confidential knowledge of his opulences and his work. Previously, beginning with the 7th chapter, the Lord has already explained his different energies and how they are acting. Now in this chapter, he explains his specific opulences to Arjuna. In the previous chapter, he has clearly explained his different energies to establish devotion and firm conviction. Again, in this chapter, he tells Arjuna about his manifestations and various opulences. So in this chapter, Krishna is going to be telling Arjuna about his opulences, specific opulences. Krishna told him in the 7th chapter how there's the material energy, the spiritual energy, the marginal energy, and how everything is acting. Everything belongs to Krishna. It's all Krishna's energy. And in this chapter, he speaks of specific opulences. The more one hears about the Supreme God, the more one becomes fixed in devotional service. So so devotional service begins by hearing. By hearing, Shravanam. Shravanam is the beginning of devotional service. One should always hear about the Lord in the association of devotees. That will enhance one's devotional service. So hearing should be done regularly. Hearing in the association of devotees. We like to hear a lot of things. What are we hearing? We may think something sounds spiritual, but is it really spiritual? Is it really the science of the absolute truth? That we have to do the research. And once we do the research, then we need to hear from the devotees. And by such hearing, we will become fixed. We will have steady faith. We will engage in devotional service. Discourses in the society of devotees can take place only among those who are really anxious to be in Krishna consciousness. Others cannot take part in such discourses. So the devotees, what is their activity? Hearing and chanting about Krishna. And that is what is association of devotee means. Hearing and chanting in the association of devotees. The Lord clearly tells Arjuna that because Arjuna is very dear to him, for his benefit, such discourses are taking place. So Arjuna is dear to Krishna. So Krishna is giving him this supreme knowledge. And similarly, we are very dear to Krishna. So Krishna has left behind this knowledge for us. He is giving us this knowledge through Arjuna. He's speaking to Arjuna, but this knowledge is not limited only to Arjuna. It is for us too. So we can take benefit of such knowledge and make our lives perfect. And at the end of this life, go back home, back to Godhead. So hearing, we need to regularly hear about Krishna from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, hear from the devotees and chant his names. And in this way, we can get fixed in devotional service. Any questions or comments?
All okay.
Thank you so much for listening in and joining in. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.